Good day, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of Arise Talk Show. And my name is Joy Oledika. I am an accounting professional, a content writer, a spoken word artist, as well as a voiceover artist. Today with me are
I'm Emmanuel Wunduka and I'm the co-founder for M Africa, a Nigerian student too, and social media influencer.
Yeah, and I'm Emmanuel Aloysius, a media person and also a social entrepreneur, educator, and I'm also founder of Standard.
So it's a pleasure having these wonderful personalities with us today. And we'll be talking about leadership and all that it entails. So stay back with us as we go on a very short break. We'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back. There are a lot of wrong perceptions about leadership, especially amongst young adults, Christian young adults for that matter. And today we'll be talking about these perceptions and how we can change these perceptions. So with me today, like I said, we have two Emmanuels. So permit me to call this Emmanuel 1 and then Emmanuel 2. So Emmanuel 1, what can you say are some of the wrong perceptions we have about leadership?
Okay, first of all, we're in a world that change is constant and things are fast evolving. So a lot of definitions to what leadership is all about is changing. So, okay, one of the wrong perception people have about leadership is age. They tend to see leadership as something that deals with age, and we need to understand. Young people need to understand that leadership doesn't really have to do with age. You can be a leader even at a very young age. And then another wrong perception people have about it is it's just a position. Leadership is more than a position. It has to do with the sacrifice you are willing to make for your followers. It has to do with the amount of energy you are going to put into the work. It has to do with the way you make your followers have the belief of the vision you are trying to pursue. And that's some of the perceptions.
If I will add to what he's talking about, I would say that it's when we come to the Christian environment, there's this perception that many of these young people they have. They believe that if you are not a pastor, you cannot become a leader. I would like the situation of the organization, the church organization helps us see it that if you are not so spiritual, we cannot give you certain things to handle. We need to understand that leadership is everything about us. Because the truth is that someone that is 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, and so on and so forth, till 25 years, we discover that our life is a product of how we lead ourselves. So that perception needs to be dropped.
Yes, okay. So now we have these wrong perceptions. Like Emmanuel 1 has mentioned that one of the wrong perceptions we have is limiting leadership to age. Okay. I've seen this wrong perception that I have. And this wrong perception is people thinking that leadership is for a group of people, is a particular set of people, and this set of people are those on top. So they tend to separate themselves from the equation. Okay, so but they do not realize that leadership is not just about up there, but it starts from here.
Yeah, exactly, Joy. I think that's a very bad impression many of us have kept over the time. We do not see that even if you are President Obasanjo today, even if you are Buhari that is up there, that is doing great things, you in your small corner, you are a leader. You understand what I'm saying? We need to make this known to everyone that leadership is an integral part of your person. And if you don't work on that, it's going to be an issue for you because definitely you become a wife, definitely you become a husband, definitely you become a school prefect, definitely you become the elder brother of a particular house where you have sisters and other things. So,
Yes.
Okay, for me, I would say yes. It starts from us. Before you get to that position of leadership where you have to lead people, you must first of all have led yourself.
mm,
So you can't give what you don't have.
mm,
And like they say, charity begins at home. And it is only what you've been able to develop over time you can be able to incorporate in others.
mm,
And so, if self leadership or leadership actually starts with ourselves, which is self leadership, and so we need to understand that we all have a role to play here.
mm,
Even the followers, the leaders themselves, they all have a role to play because it first of all starts from how you'll be able to train yourself and then prepare yourself for that position.
mm,
Because if you must get to that position, then there must be track record of what you've done in the past, your determination, discipline, your commitment, things like that.
Okay, so gradually we've moved from the wrong perceptions that people have to talking about what leadership actually is. But can we really define? We're still talking about leadership on a broad, as a broad term.
mm.
So can we break it down to what leadership exactly is, especially as it concerns this 21st century? Okay, so what exactly is leadership? Breaking it down, and then we can go further to say, okay, what are the characteristics of a good leadership? So let's break down these broad terms and so that we understand what exactly leadership is.
A lot of definitions are there from the. We believe that a leader is someone who makes people do something they don't ordinarily want to do. They don't want to do it, but you see a leader making people to do what they don't want to do. They just find themselves doing something. But the truth is that leadership is influence. You're a kind of a pace setter. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you don't have such quality, if you don't see yourself that way, then you are not a leader. You get what I'm saying now? So as individual, we can actually say Maxwell says something that you know the way and you go the way and people follow you. You know, because you know the way and you discover that you show them the way too. So if you don't know the way as a leader, there's a problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Like they say, follow no road.
Exactly. So
Okay, so for me, leadership, like you earlier said, it's making people to do what they want to naturally do. So, but then coming from the aspect of influence, I would say that what is really going to make people do what you want them to do, or make them to do the right thing, or follow you on a particular journey is results. If there are results to prove what you believe in, if there are results to show what you've done in the past, it is more easier for them to follow you because like we said, action speaks louder than words. So they are seeing these results and they can relate to what you are trying to tell them and what you're trying to make them do.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So thank you very much. We'll go on a short break and then we'll be back with more talk and more insights. Arise, shine, for the light is come, the light is come. Welcome back. Still on leadership. We've talked about leadership and the various ways that leadership can be misunderstood. But then we want to narrow this down to the qualities of good and effective leadership. So I would be going back to my Emmanuel 1 and Emmanuel 2. So Emmanuel 1, what would you say are some of the characteristics or qualities of good leadership?
Okay, a good and effective leader must possess some certain characteristics or traits. So You must be someone that is able to make the people believe in your project or your vision. You must be able to communicate these things to your followers because communication skills is very important. How you communicate to your audience, how you communicate even to yourself, that is affirmations, and how you communicate to people around you about your vision and goal depends on how they'll be able to follow you on that journey, on that track. So you must, as a leader, you must possess good communication skills, and then you need to be empathic because you need to understand why your followers are reacting to
So you
what
need
you
to
are saying.
understand emotional
Or maybe
intelligence.
you tell them to do something and then they are not reacting or doing it. It might be that something came up along the way. They might be going through emotional trauma and things like this. So, as a leader, it is important for you to be in their shoes and walk the journey to know why they reacted that way. You know.
You see, most of these things he's talking about is one of the things that many of us have not understood in this in our dispensation today. You know, many people just relate with people like boss. You know, they just relate with them as though they are like you see a pastor, you see a leader, you see them in their various levels, the way they react to their under followers or whoever that is under them. Jesus Christ taught us, in fact, both in practice, that we should live a life of a servant. So you see, as a leader, one of the things is the day you take the position of a leader, you should know you're a servant.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? That you should know from that point you're a servant. And you should be innovative. You know, you can't just be, even if you don't have the idea, you should be able to get somebody, listen to someone, and take your time to know what to do and bring up something new. You said something earlier, you can't produce, you can't give out what you don't have. Any leader should be ready to take responsibility, even when your flocks are going bad. You know, some of the things I was just looking at David's story. I look at the people that came around David. There were people that were bad and out. You get what I'm saying now? For him to be able to lead these people to a point that they were able to do great exploits, that means that that man was a leader.
So, in essence, one of the characteristics of a good leadership, effective leadership for that matter, is taking responsibility
Taking responsibility.
and owning up.
Yes.
Yeah. I also have something to say. You know, leadership is not a one-way flow, and I mean from the leader to the people. It's not a stereotype. So, as a leader, you must be able to listen to feedbacks from your followers, from your audience, because it's not you can still be able to learn from them. Because even among the people that you would be leading, there might be people that have more ideas than you. There might be people that can complement your weaknesses. And so, as a leader, you must not be afraid of the fact that someone's strength is your weakness and that can overthrow you of your position. That doesn't necessarily have to happen.
Yes.
So, as a good leader and effective one, you must pay attention to feedbacks from your audience.
Yes, I think that one of these points is one of the issues we have with people who have been placed in leadership positions. They are afraid that their weaknesses, is the strength of another person who is supposed to be a follower. So they are,
You see, there's one thing is like that's what I'm telling you that we need to first of all acknowledge the fact that we all have weaknesses. There's no perfect person on earth. If we check this our fingers, we discover that 1, 2, 3, 4. This one shows our weaknesses. If you carry a bucket of water or whatever you're carrying, so you discover this one slips off. It shows that everybody has weakness. Someone that is proud can never become a leader. Effective leader, exactly. And if a leader of this century, I was telling someone that if you're a leader today, whether you're the owner of a company, you must begin to see yourself that you're a boss of bosses. You don't just see that other people are there because other people are bosses in their own. So you should know how you talk to them. That's where Emotional intelligence needs to come in. Many of them need to go and build up studies on emotional intelligence. How you deal with people. You should be able to know when a lady comes to you. You should be able to know how to treat that person. You should be able to know. Many people don't care. Just like Hannah, is it Eli in the Bible that just looked at a woman crying? And yes, wonderful story. But the truth is that let's look at the leadership strategy of that man. He had a wrong leadership strategy. You saw a woman praying. But you should have, if you have empathy, if you have emotional intelligence, you should be able to. But imagine, are you drunk? Look at you. You just drunk, you took wine. This one. That was a wrong leadership. It's just because those who were built then.
So yes, emotional intelligence, one very key characteristic of effective leadership. So we will go on a short break. Do not forget these points that we have made mention of, which includes that a leader should be able to listen, be empathetic, and also have emotional intelligence. So we'll come back again. Please stay back. Welcome back. We have said a lot of things about leadership, from the wrong notions that people have about leadership, and then we've gone further to define what leadership is and the qualities of good and effective leadership. But how can we actually change the narratives? Because obviously people still have these wrong perceptions, especially among young adults and in the Christendom.
Okay, changing the narrative is not rocket science. It's not something that is big or a big deal. So first of all, you have to do with the mindset again. So people need to change their mindset. People need to be ready to put in the work. People need to just have a positive look at what leadership should be and accept their role in effective leadership. And after doing that, then there are some people who have to consider the kinds of circle they flow with, because if you must be someone that is an effective leader, self leadership now, which entails personal development. Therefore, you need to watch your circle, because let's say there are five friends and one is on a high eight, 9, and the remaining four, 2, 3, 1 or something. If you take an average of the five of them, you see that the person that was on the high 8 comes down to 5 or 4. So it means that the people you flow with actually matter, and they can serve as drive to fuel your goal or bring you down. So they need to look at their circles to who they flow with, and know that they have to flow with people that will fuel them to do more. And also they need to take personal development seriously, because you can't give what you don't have. So you have to develop yourself and take some necessary actions.
I think also, if I would add to what he said, learning skills, very important. Just like you said, going, reading, personal development, and the rest of it. But you see, my challenge with a lot of people learning skills is the fact that many of them just acquire a lot of certificates, but they are not doing anything. They have pile of certificates of this training, this skill, and all that, but they are not actually executing whatever they have gone for. It's not all about taking all those lessons. Please practice what you have learned. Use them well. It's very important. And we need to see that we are responsible for whatever that happens to us, both with us and around us. I want to give an illustration of something that I learned in one of the classes I had one time. And the facilitator said something very important. He was stressing on the point on the responsibility. He said that while someone is eating biscuit, let's use an analogy or kind of explanation, someone eating biscuit, and as the person is going on the road and he finish eating that biscuit and drops the nylon or whatever thing on the floor, that there are two things you have to do. It's either you go to meet that person and tell the person, what you just did is wrong, or you go and pick that nylon and drop it in the dustbin. Now, but I was confused. I'm not the one who did this. Why should I go and do it? He said, because you were able to see it, then you are responsible for whatever thing that happens. So if you put someone finish eating banana and drop the peel on the floor and you saw it, instead of you picking it or telling the person to pick it, and someone came and stepped on it and fell down, you're also responsible for that person's falling. So we must take life that we must own it. We must own it and be responsible for whatever thing we do. That's what makes us.
Okay. Thank you very much, Emmanuel 1 and Emmanuel 2. It's been wonderful being with you so far. And from all we've gathered, one of the ways to change the narratives is by personal development, like Emmanuel 1 talked about. And linking it to what Emmanuel 2 has said, personal development would mean that you're acquiring skills, because being a leader, even if you're a born leader, you should be trained as well, because the world is also bringing up, they're evolving, there are new things evolving, and so you need to be trained. So personal development is very key. And one other way is by attending seminars. Yes. And also trainings, conferences, and that's where Arise as a conference comes in. And that's why we are imploring you to sign up for this conference, because the package is a whole lot and it's targeted at building capacity for our young adults and making sure that all of these leadership skills and all leadership qualities are imbibed in us. So we come to have that mindset that we are leaders wherever we are coming from. So it's very important that you register for this conference. You have anything to say?
I would just like to say that it's necessary we all have to dare. Even I'm going to dare. I have a lot to learn, and yeah, so it's necessary we all come there. So I'll just say you should register and make it a time with us. I'm going to learn a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, Emmanuel too.
Well, I want to say that the truth is, this is a time for us to arise and shine. So go and click on that link and register now. Register now. As I'm talking to you, register now, because you are going to miss a lot if you don't register.
Thank you. So changing the narratives mean that you are coming with a whole lot of expectation, because trust me, you will be loaded and your expectations will not be cut short. Yes, so don't forget to register for this conference by using the link in the description. Thank you.